Hey there, Dark Souls and Elden Ring fan! Did you know that you can have super fast combat with bunch of moves in a Souls-like game without diminishing the experience? Did you know that Souls-like games don't have to have a brooding atmosphere and incomprehensible story to be good? Did you know that the only competitor to From Software games were Nioh 1 and 2 games back in the day? Do you know that Nioh 3 is going to be released in less than a week? Hi, this is the Noob and I got the chance to play more than 40 plus hours of Nioh 3, which I would like to thank Koei Tecmo for. And here are some of my first impressions. If you find this video interesting, please leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you have any questions about Nioh 3, please leave them in the comments and I'll try answering without spoilers. In short, I'm having a bunch of fun with Nioh 3. This is because it feels different from Software games. In recent years we saw a bunch of Souls-like games. Wuchang Falling Feathers, Lies of P, Lords of the Fallen are all great games, but honestly, they all feel like a reskin of Dark Souls 3. Nioh 3 though has its own thing going on. First, there's the combat. If you play as a samurai, you must keep a constant eye out on your stamina or ki as the game calls it. Then you have different stances that change the way combat feels. You then have different combat moves that you can unlock for every single weapon in the game. I mean, the skill tree for each weapon has more than 30 skills you can unlock. And if all of that is not enough, you can now shift to a ninja with one press of a button and have a completely different set of moves, equipment, weapons, skills, and a playstyle that feels completely different than the samurais, filled with quick dodges and moves. It might feel oppressing at first, all of these options, but for a noob like me, I was just button smashing for the first 30 hours and I was still able to get somewhere in the game and have fun. So all this complicated combat is not mandatory for you to enjoy the game, and I really appreciate that freedom. Nioh 3 also finally broke away from playing a single small mission map at a time like you did in previous games in the franchise. And you have freedom to roam a bigger map, moving from one subzone to another, fighting a variety of different enemies and collecting various collectibles and tons of gear. Itemization in the game is more akin to Diablo games, and there's this whole system of random stats and gear and levels where you'll get access to crafting and reforging so you can create a build that will fit your playstyle perfectly. Again, if you don't care spending days hunting for specific stat on a gear piece, you'll still be able to beat and enjoy the game. Every build in Nioh 3 is viable. You want to block and manage stamina with a samurai? Good. Want to dash around behind enemy backs as a ninja? Good. Want to throw shuriken and elemental magic to defeat enemies? Good. If there's one thing I can complain about, it's the graphical presentation. I'm not sure if it's the graphics fidelity or it's really the graphical design itself, but the game feels blurry and blocky. At times, I'm not sure if there are just too many details on the screen that they all blend into this mush of unidentifiable mess. Sometimes it feels like I'm looking at a PlayStation 4 title. Nioh 3 will feel very familiar to those that played other games in the franchise, and the introduction of ninja playstyle and being able to actually roam the world are surely going to be welcome additions for the Nioh community. For all of you others coming from Elden Ring and Dark Souls, Nioh 3 gives a unique experience of the Souls-like genre. You'll have loads of fun with its more action-oriented combat, sweating while fighting a bunch of different looking bosses and mobs, and experiencing a story that combines some of Japan's most iconic historic characters and legends with supernatural elements of fighting yokai spirits. Personally, I'd like to recommend Nioh 3 to every Souls fan. The game comes out on February 6th on Steam on PC and PlayStation 5, and if you want to get a taste of it for free, there's a limited time demo on those platforms so you can try it out for yourself right now. You can expect a full review from me in a few days, and until then, thanks for watching, and this is the Noob signing out.